So this game was against an undefeated team in the first game of the playoffs for the Blades. And so this team we're playing against, again, undefeated. I think they technically lost the game because they didn't, like they forfeited a 10 o'clock game at the end of the year against the worst team or something. So they just didn't want to show up. So I think they technically lost that one, but they didn't lose the game at all. And there's a few games where I played really good and we still just got like absolutely dominated. So this was interesting way to start the playoff. So this was either a 12 team or 10 team league. I can't remember. It's 12 now, but they split the league into two divisions. So we were split into the top division. I think we ended up like 5th, and we ended up being put into the top division. And so we had to play the first place team in the first game. And it was round robin. You play every team, and then they drop the bottom one, and then they go into kind of brackets afterwards, like where you play 1 and 2, play against 3 and 4 type thing. This was all for seeding and to move on to the next round. My team played amazing. They were solid defensively. They were blocking shots. They're doing like everything they could. They were really, really good. And they scored a bunch, which like this team's goalie is pretty good. Their defense can kind of be lacking, but they have a ton of talent. So usually it kind of makes up for it. But we just kept scoring and we got a ton of goals for it. And the team was just really solid overall. So it helped a lot. And it was... yeah, the first goal was just like a screen with my D in front. He was just kind of unfortunately in no man's land the way the play like ended up, and he couldn't really do much. So he just tries to slide over with the guy, and doing so just completely blocks me all the way. And I never saw the shot come off. It was a good placement of the shot, but obviously, like you want to see it so you can actually react to it, and I couldn't react to this one, and just went in the corner. It was a nice shot. So the second goal was just pure hot garbage. It was a big rebound, but like it's going to be a rebound there. It's hard to make that not a rebound. He's shooting low, blocker, like on the ice. There's not a ton you can do. I tried to get it with my stick and kind of kick it away the best I could, and like it still ends up going to him. The problem is, honestly, that it was kind of a flutter shot because it kind of threw me off in terms of where it was going. Now, I tried to kind of like, I was expecting to have to dive across and try to catch it or just block it with my body, but it came back across the net, back towards where I came. And because I was kind of like stretching out like this, you can see the blocker goes down and this part hits the ice, which lifts my stick off the ice and it slides under my stick. Now it was like behind my paddle anyway, so it was more where the shaft is, but I couldn't get anything near because the blocker was stuck like this on the ground and it was creating a massive gap and it slid under. So that really sucked and was super disappointing. At least my D guy had a really good laugh next to me, kind of joking about it. So it's always a good thing when your D in the playoffs is just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It ended up crappy, who cares? And then the third goal was, again, a bad rebound down low, and I should have just played this differently. I just wasn't, like, I actually should have been challenging the shooter more here, and I just wasn't, and I didn't get butterfly wide enough. I just went down, hit my stick, went right to their guy. He was covered, but just went to him anyways, and it was just a bad rebound, but at this point it was like 5-3 and there was literally 30 seconds left, so who cares? And we ended up beating them, and that was pretty impressive. This ended up being the downfall of this team that was undefeated. They didn't win a game in the playoffs, or at least if they did, it didn't matter. They got eliminated in the very first round, so we ended up like this. So that's a pretty awesome result and very surprising, and it felt good to win that. I didn't have anything to do with it really. It was all my team, so I'll totally give them full credit for that, but it was nice to beat a really good team like this. So if you're buying hockey equipment and you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description. In the US, check out the links to Pure Hockey. In Canada, check out the links to Hockey Supremacy. If you click those links and make a purchase, I get a kickback from the sale. So anything that comes back from that comes right back into the channel, so I can make more content and doing like real reviews and stuff. I got buy gear to do a lot of the tests for it, so that costs money and it would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel without buying anything, check out links in the description to Patreon, buy me a coffee. Everything through there comes again back into the channel, so I can make more content and doing real reviews.
Y'all ready for this?
Ball, ball, ball. You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.